Hello, everyone. Welcome to Right Down Main Street. Today is an exciting episode. We have a little segment in store for y'all. Today, we will be having a very special guest, which is my beautiful girlfriend, Allie.
Hello, I'm Allie.
So today we have thought about doing a top 10 list. I've been wanting to do a top 10 list just to start it off, just because it gets to know me pretty well, along with my girlfriend.
Hello.
Introduce ourselves just a little bit more to the audience. Without further ado, we'll get started. All right, so if you want to start off the list.
Okay.
Well, actually, hold on. Let me introduce yourself a little bit.
I'm the beautiful girlfriend, Allie. I've been to Disney with Bryce. How many times?
3.
3 times?
Yeah.
Almost 4.
Mm-hmm.
In the past 3 years, so I've gotten to know it pretty well. It's amazing.
You've gone before me.
I have, yeah, with Lindsay, my friend, and then when I was little.
So not
Just
as
keep asking questions, Bryce. Come on.
So not as often as me, but that's okay.
That's an understatement, but yes.
Maybe one day we'll get Lindsay on the show. You know, when she comes in town, we'll have Lindsay on the show.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so without further ado, let's get down to this. Our top 10 attractions at Walt Disney World. Basic, but like I said, gets to know me as the host a little better, so I can, maybe relate to a little bit more of y'all listening. So, Allie, do you want to start off?
Yeah. Do you want to go through Magic Kingdom first?
I don't really do it by park. I just kind of picked
Okay,
a
well,
lot of them.
last, so.
And just precaution, this is not in any kind of order. There's no way anyone can really pick out their favorite attraction at Disney World.
Yes, you can.
So,
It's dinosaurs. So.
Allie is a fan of dinosaurs. So,
Okay.
this is in no order. I just kind of threw my list together. Anyway, go ahead.
So, don't look.
Sorry.
My first would be, it's in the Magic Kingdom, The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it is a good one.
I like that one.
Yeah.
What about it?
So, okay. Stop peeking.
I'm not.
So, the line always has really cute kids in it, which I just think is really cute to, watch them play in that, little pin area thing. And they, touch everything, and it's cute.
Mm-hmm.
And then next to it, they have pictures where they have, the characters come out.
Mm-hmm.
And, if you're standing at the right place at the right moment, you can, take a picture with them in the background
Mm-hmm.
without standing in the line, like we did with Tigger.
Yeah.
And just, okay, so when you get through and you're almost, ready to go on the ride, they have that, dripping honey wall
Mm-hmm.
where you can, write on it and everything.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that.
Yeah, so it's really fun to do that and, try to, play with everybody. You can try to do, tic-tac-toe or, draw stuff or, see how close you can get your hand to it without touching it and see, when it's just fun.
Yeah.
And then the way they tell the story is just, really cute. With the ripped pages and everything. And, when you go in, it's dark and it's kind of, windy. Yeah.
Windy. Yeah.
Windy.
I like that the effect of it when he's sleeping. You know what I'm talking about? When he's sleeping and his body is coming out. I think that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that used to be Toad's Wild Ride?
I'm sure we've watched something about that because that's what we do.
Yeah, a little fun fact. And he's also in the attraction. There's a picture of
Yeah.
I believe Mr. Toad and the owl shaking hands on something. People say it's the contract for the ride that they're shaking hands on. It's a little depressing, but
Yeah.
yeah.
That's pretty
Anyway,
cool.
Next, I'm gonna say might be my number one, but I'm gonna start off strong. Is Splash Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
I love Splash Mountain.
I know you're going to say that, yeah.
Why?
Why?
You saw it
Tell
on my
us.
list.
Tell us.
Splash Mountain is my favorite ride. I don't even like water rides that much. I just love the feeling you get with this ride. It's so happy, so joyous. I like the music. It's got a good little vibe to it,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just love the music, and I love going around. Once you kind of go up that, it's not the first hill, but go up that hill, and you come outside, and you kind of circle around the outside of Splash Mountain. I think that's really cool because you can like overlook Magic Kingdom, see the castle and stuff. I think that's really pretty. But yeah, the colors are super vibrant on that ride. I love the animatronics. And like I said, the music is just very uplifting. It's really cute.
The animatronic for like the fox scares the bejesus out of me. I can't do it.
Yeah.
It's so scary.
The vultures, that part's kind of creepy too. Plus the drop is fun. That's a fun drop.
Well, there's a couple drops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, the
big drop.
big one.
The one
The big
that you
one.
can see.
Yeah.
Straight down.
But yeah, it's always cool. I like walking past it too, hearing all the screams
The screams,
coming down.
yeah.
So.
Have you ever? Can you is there an area where you can like stand and watch people drop and then get splashed?
It used to be on the bridge. There was a place where sometimes the water came up. That was when I was little, though. Every time I go back there now, I look for it and I don't see it. I don't think anyone can get wet from the viewing points anymore.
Yeah.
But it's still fun to watch.
It's fun to watch people come out like dripping wet and like you can like hear them talk about it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right.
My turn?
Go ahead.
Okay. Still in the Magic Kingdom because my lists are organized. Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it is. It's fun because like when you and I get on there, like the first time I remember you're like, oh, you can't beat me with this or whatever, you said something like that.
Yeah.
And then I was very confident in myself, and then like it's just fun to like go in there and be competitive with other people. Plus like the line like it can seem long, but like once you're in it, it kind of like is never longer than like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Like I've never been in it longer than that.
Well, it's a constantly moving ride,
Yeah.
so that's kind of nice.
Yeah, and like when you go and you can see like Buzz Lightyear like talking and stuff like that. Plus, when it breaks down, you can still shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Rack
a good
up
one.
the points.
Yeah. Plus, you get to see like other. Don't you get to see other rides on that one? No.
No.
Just kidding. Sorry. Don't put that.
Yeah, it's a cool ride. I like it. The one at Disneyland's supposed to be a little bit better, from what I've heard, because the guns aren't attached to the
Oh, really?
ride.
So you just
It's
like point and shoot wherever?
Yeah, they're attached by a cord, so you can actually like move around and whatever. The ones here are attached, which it's still fun.
Yeah.
Let's see. Moving on. What do I want to do next? I think next I'm gonna go over to another hard hitter at the Animal Kingdom. Can you guess what I'm gonna do?
Is it the Yeti?
No. Flight of Passage.
Oh, thank God. Oh, wait, no, that's on my list. No.
No, Flight of Passage is awesome. That's like, I wrote it for the first time because there's a while I didn't go to Animal Kingdom. I think until I started going with you.
Why?
I don't know. I love Animal Kingdom, but I guess when I was a little younger, I was more enthralled by the other parks and.
Well, they have a big ride.
Yeah,
they used to.
And Papa would take me to Animal Kingdom, ride Mount Everest, and then leave, which I feel really guilty about now because it's a really cool park.
It is.
But yeah, Flight of Passage is my, what is this, number 2? That is such a cool ride. I rode it for the first time, like, 2 times ago that we went, and I came off with my jaw just completely unhinged on the ground. Like, it was so cool. I love all the small details in the ride, too.
Well, yeah, so, hold on. Well, I guess that does work out because I had more than 10. Cool. So with the Avatar Flight of Passage, like, the line when you get in it, like, we were in it for, 3.5 hours?
It wasn't that long.
Yes, it was.
It
was a long
It was a long time.
Yeah. Anyway.
That was only because I got a fast pass for the wrong ride.
Yeah. But when you're in there, like, there's so many, like, they pay attention to, like, all of the tiny details, and most of the line to the ride is inside. And, like, all of the different rooms that you enter have, like, such a different feel to it, and, like, you feel so, like, disconnected from everything else, and you're, like, very there, and you're, like, paying attention to everything. So that was fun about it.
Yeah, that's cool. I like, of course, the line slows down at that one photo op where everyone's taking a picture in front of the Avatar in the tank.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
But yeah, every little detail about this ride is really cool. When you go through the waves, you feel the water, like a mist on your face.
The animal breathing.
The animal breathing on your
You
legs.
can smell it.
Yeah, the smells are really cool. I was gonna tell you, I kind of want to do a top 10 smells of Walt Disney World. It's kind of weird, but it's like
top 3 because I don't know that many.
Anyway, yeah, it's just a really cool ride, and like the picture on the screen is so much clearer than any of their other 3D rides like that, to me at least. A lot of the time there is a little bit, even though it's still, all of their 3D rides are usually really cool, there's a little motion blur sometimes for me, but this is a ride where really I could see everything clearly, and you don't see really any of the edges of the screen, so there's nothing to really take you out of the ride. But yeah, it's super cool. Cool.
Well, it's like so immersive, like when you go in or whatever, and then since we've only stood in like the long line once, you like right about like before you go into that stuff where like you go in the thing and you shake your hands to get all the contaminants off, and like they're breathing you and whatever. That like long thing, like it's just so cool how that's like it's still part of the line and you're still waiting to go onto the ride, but it makes you like it gets you more excited for the actual ride.
Yeah, it's very immersive. Plus the whole Avatar world is really immersive too, so that just adds on to it. Anyway,
because you've only seen the movie.
It was really cool. Yeah, I rode the ride before I saw the movie, but it was cool coming out, even though I didn't see the movie at the time. The first time we rode it, we came out and we saw one of those mech suits. You remember that? The guy was in the mech suit, which is really cool. Yeah. Anyway, you can go ahead.
Okay, the People Mover.
That was one of mine.
I know. It's so cool because, okay, again, the line. It doesn't seem like it, because it's a continuous ride. And you just like walk up on the little escalator and then you're riding.
Yeah.
So it's never a long line. Plus, it's all, I mean, it's covered, but like, it's pretty warm. But it's like a nice breeze when you get, like, if you're hot or like, if you need to pass enough time in between like different fast passes, but you have like an hour to pass or whatever. It's nice to just sit there and like go see everything and go and see the Buzz Lightyear thing, or go and see the Buzz Lightyear like room. Is that the word?
One of them.
Yeah, one of the rooms for that. And then you go into, you see the astronauts from Space Mountain and stuff like that. Yeah, it's just cool. It's like, it's fun to like hear the history, and like you see the Carousel of Progress and like all of that stuff is just fun. Plus, like, it gets super dark in like some of the areas that you go. It feels weird, but it's nice and cool, and it's kind of just like a break from everything else because you can see everybody below you. Plus, like, I mean, I don't think it's such a popular ride where everybody knows about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites. It's very relaxing, like you said. It's a nice ride to like take a breather on, and there's never really a line for it. Which I hate. They used to allow you to bring snacks on it. I don't think they do anymore, because like I would grab a snack and just hop on there with Nana and Papa.
Well, I think so, because when it was cold, when you and I went, we went on it, and I had hot chocolate.
Oh, all right. Well, maybe they do then.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, it's super nice, and it's also a good ride to people watch. I like people watching, and that little bend, that little bend you get where you see the castle and like you can overlook like Main Street and all that. It's really cool. Next one that I want to talk about is the Haunted Mansion. Did you have that?
I did on my first 22. But
The Haunted Mansion. This ride is probably the coolest themed ride that I can think of. Everything about it, like, just from the minute you walk in the queue, even before you walk in the queue, they have that stagecoach outside of the queue. And then you walk in and you have the, I don't know what the cast member, I don't know what they're like called for the ride, but the cast member that opens the double doors and he uses the deep voice and introduces you to the stretching room. But yeah, everything about that ride, I love the music for it. It's really weird because, you know, that one song that basically plays throughout the entire ride is very, it's very,
like,
it's like eerie and creepy, but it's also like fun and uplifting.
For like 5-year-olds to listen to.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
And I just love the theming of this ride. It's creepy. It's funny at the same time. It's like if a Tim Burton movie came to life. But yeah, that's why I love this ride.
Well, yeah, and like again, the line is relatively short. And what else did I have on my talking points? The hitchhiking ghosts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like when the last when you're about to like get off the little not clamshell, that's the mermaid one, but like whatever ride, like
the doom buggy.
The
Doom buggy.
Oh, that's so fun. Okay, yeah, the doom buggy.
Yeah.
And you go past the little mirrors or whatever, and it has like a little hitchhiking ghost, and it has like your name on it that it sees from like your fast pass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah, I forgot that it does that now.
Ooh, and like when it drops down into like when it says like 999 happy haunts, but there's room for one more, and then you're in like the graveyard with all of the ghosts, and like they're popping out at you behind the gravestone. I was like, oh my god, that is scary.
Did you know that you're actually dying in the story?
No.
Yeah, you're like falling out of a window and you land and then you're in the cemetery.
Disney did that?
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, next one.
You die in Toad's Wild Ride too.
I didn't ride Toad's Wild Ride.
Well, neither did I. I'm just saying I know.
You just know, because I'm Bryce. I know everything. Space Mountain. You can't. Space Mountain.
Oh, crap.
Oh.
That took me a minute to register.
Yeah, Space Mountain.
Okay.
It's just, okay, the line is long. But if you get a fast pass, it's not long, which is what I like about it. And, like, when you're going up, like, when I was little, my dad took me on it. He told me that the line was so long is because they're actually walking into space. Like, when we got off, I asked, I was like, that took a while to do. And he was like, yeah, because we were, like, literally in Space Alley. And I was like, oh, my God, no. And he was like, yeah. And I believed him until I grew up. But, yeah, yeah, it's just a fun, like, experience. And it's just, like, very classic Disney ride.
Yeah. They have it in all of their parks, I think. Like, around the world.
Oh, I was
I
like,
think
there's
a
not
Space
one
Mountain in
Magic
every single
Kingdom.
park.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just like very classic, and like I'm kind of sad because at the end when they used to have the walking escalator thing, and they took that away.
Yeah, the moving sidewalk.
What are they doing?
I was kind of upset when I didn't even know about that, and then we wrote it, and I noticed that I didn't hear anything about it. So when that first came up, I was kind of upset because it was cool seeing all the little diorama things and everything. But I love the music.
Your little face on everything. Like
yeah,
that,
and
you'd
you'd see the TV screens. Yeah. I really like the music in this ride too. I'm kind of a sucker for like synthesizers and stuff like that, as well as spacey music. So yeah, I really like the music of this ride. I'm going to say this about some rides, but I really want to try the one at Disneyland eventually, because the one at Disneyland it's like side-by-side seats instead of a line of 3, and apparently the track is a little smoother because, Space Mountain's a little rough.
Well, it's like terrifying, like everything feels, I mean, I'm sure it's not, and I know it's not, because like liability. But like when you're in there, people are like raising their hands like this, and I feel like my head's gonna get whacked off, or like some part of my body that's like not like hunched in like this, like.
It's one of the big drops where there's a bar right above the drop, and when I see people lift their hands and they're not scared of it, but I can't do that because I'm like, oh god, I'm gonna hit it.
Well, you're tall.
Yeah.
I'm 5'2". It's not gonna happen. But it's terrifying because you think it might. Yeah.
Next up on my list is Soarin'.
Cool.
I kind of had a feeling. I'm glad you did a lot more, because
Stop looking.
You have a drip on your screen.
Okay, cool. Well, don't pee.
I'm glad that you did a lot more than I did, because I had a feeling a lot of ours were gonna overlap. So I didn't even realize I did the top 4 on my list. I'm not trying to go down the list. That's funny. Anyway, Soarin' is such a cool ride. When that first opened up, that is unlike anything I've ever done before. When it was soaring over California, I'm sure a lot of people's favorite part, as well as mine, was swinging over the
Orange
orange groves, and smelling the oranges and flying over the ocean with the saltwater smell and everything.
Do you like it as it was, or like the updated one?
I don't really know. I like both equally almost. There are some like technical issues I have with the new one, just because you know how the screen is basically concaved. The Eiffel Tower in the new one is curved, kind of, if you're in a certain position on the ride. Yeah, I like the new one a lot. I did like the old one a lot as well. The new one, it's really cool flying over the Taj Mahal and stuff. A lot of the icons around the world. I think that's kind of a cool. Plus, I understand why they changed it, because Epcot is more world-centric as Disneyland, where soaring over. Yeah, they're in California, so I get why they changed it, just to give it a little diversity. But yeah, I really like Soarin'. The music, everyone talks about the music. That, you know, the big score of Soarin' is on a lot of people's iPods and stuff. So,
My turn.
do you want to add anything?
It's peaceful. And the line is inside, which helps, because that's a long line, and like I don't know how many times I would want to ride it if I had to wait outside.
Yeah.
But it's like nice and cool and air conditioned, and if you bring a phone charger, they have power outlets.
I didn't know that.
They do.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so now I'm in Epcot. Living with the Land. What? It's cool.
That's on my list.
Oh well, sorry. It's really cool. I really want to do like the behind the scenes thing where they like take you and tour and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
you
we can
see
probably
all
do that next time.
Yeah, it's so cool to like go back and like see all of the things that they have and like the different like agricultural zones. So it's really cool to like go through and see the different little agricultural zones that they have, and like the what is it called? The aquaponics? I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's really cool to see like the fish and like how that even works, and like I've never thought of that. And then like when I hear about different companies now in the news using like the aquaponics system, I'm like, oh my god, Disney did it first, and stuff like that. It's just really cool to see it all. It's really cool to see all of that stuff, and like because that's what I'm interested in like studying. Like it's just really cool to see it like right there.
Yeah.
And like how they can make all of that grow right there.
No, I agree. This is a really cool ride. Again, it's kind of another one that you can just sit down and relax, and it's kind of longer too. So
yeah.
But yeah, it's really cool seeing all the agricultural studies that's going on, as well as hearing that a lot of the food and stuff that they make, they're selling in Epcot restaurants, which is really cool.
It's
but
grown
yeah,
right there.
yeah, it's really cool. I mean, I'm assuming they can't grow everything that Epcot, is selling, but I'm sure it contributes a lot.
Well, yeah.
And it's cool. I always like going into I call it the red room, with the fish and everything, seeing all the fish and then tanks and stuff. And there's a hidden Mickey in there as well, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, and seeing all the specially, like seeing the way they grow the plants around wires and around the piping and everything, I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Okay.
That was yours?
Yeah, this is my fifth, so your fifth is
yours. I might... I can't do the people mover.
You need to work on your handwriting.
I know. Alright, anyway, next one. I'll go Big Thunder.
Okay.
Because Big Thunder is super cool. Big Thunder is one that is another one of those themed, kind of like Splash Mountain, where the theming is really interesting, and I love the music to it. I love how open everything is, and it is shaded. It still can get a little hot because it's all windows and open windows and stuff, but it is shaded.
It's worth it, like when you go on the ride though. 'Cause
yeah,
it's a nice breeze. It's smooth. It's not like rocking you everywhere, like side to side. It's like it's good.
Yeah. This is another ride that I'm kind of scared to put my hands up on though, and I've done it before, so I know I won't touch it. But whenever you go through those tunnels, I always feel like I'm gonna hit the ceiling
yeah.
when I'm going through. But yeah, there's nothing like going down that first or going up that that large incline. And there's one time where I did the ride as one of my last rides of the night, and I timed it perfectly to where when I was going up the incline, I could see, I think at the time, his wishes going on, so I got to catch all the fireworks and ride it during all the fire.
Where was I?
This was before. So yeah, I timed it perfectly, and we got to see the fireworks at night and everything. It was really cool, really pretty, and it's cool going up at night and seeing the castle all lit up and everything. But yeah.
Me?
Yep.
So number 6 is Spaceship Earth.
That's a good one.
It is a good one.
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's not on my list. I guess I overlooked that one.
I had to look up a list of all the Disney park attractions, but that's cool. It's just like a really cool way to like have a very brief overview of like all of like the major moments in like human history. Up until like the future, like when they take your picture and like you can plan your own future and you look like the Jetsons and stuff like that. And then when you walk out of the ride into like that big open like kind of play zone kind of area, they have that big screen, and then when you walk out you can wait and see your face, and it goes to like the part or like wherever you're from. Yeah, on the map. And the lights, like when you're like descending back down from the top of the golf ball.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's definitely really visually pleasing.
Yeah, it's so pretty. It's so relaxing too.
Yeah. I really like the story of seeing how technology has progressed throughout history, and I think that's really cool. And I like the little homages they give and stuff, like the garage. You know, she said, I don't know what Judi Dench says, but she talks about, you know, something new can come just out of a garage.
Steve Jobs.
And
Apple.
All them.
Oh, and like when they do like the I think it's obviously towards the end because it has like a whole bunch of computers and stuff like that, and like the outfit that the girl is wearing is like very 60s like poppy and like fashion.
Oh yeah.
But like all of like the huge computers that they had back then is like what your phone can do now.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's crazy. But like I like how it gets you to think about like that and like how far like human history has actually gone. And it's just like really fun to ride because there's cool outfits. Yeah.
There's there's two parts of that ride that I'd like to just mention is, of course, the Rome burning scene.
Oh, you smell it.
With the smell and everything.
Yeah.
And I will say, I think it was last time you and I were there, we got stuck at that part, and I got a little headache because the smell is so strong.
So strong.
But another part of that ride that I love is just the grand finale, when you go up and then you turn the corner, your cart turns and you're looking at Earth and the stars and everything. I think that's really cool.
Did you know that's you dying at the end of your life?
Yeah, that's you going up into space.
Down.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, that's stupid. Okay, go.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yes, you're number 6.
My number 6?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Didn't you do Expedition Everest?
Mm-mm.
Oh, sorry. I thought we talked about it.
No, but I'll talk about it next.
Oh, okay.
Expedition Everest could be my next one. I love this ride. It's one of Disney's fast and thrilling rides. There's not a lot of them. What was that face for? Did I take it?
Just, yeah.
Oh, well, you have plenty to choose from, so.
Not really.
Yeah, Expedition Everest is super, I kind of want to say unique to the Disney parks, because you can't really say unique because every ride is unique, but I love the Yeti. Obviously, the Yeti is super cool. They had the strobe lights. I don't know if they still have it, but, you know, you see the Yeti for a split second, and I love going backwards.
Well, it's when you start like walking through, like they hype you up to see the Yeti. Like the whole thing is like, see the Yeti, see the Yeti, see the Yeti.
Yeah.
Like when you go through like in the indoor part of like the line, the queue, it's kind of weird because like it has all of like the different like memorabilia from people like hiking is it mountain hiking? Glacier
sure.
hiking.
Scaling the mountain.
Scaling the mountain. Yeah. When they're scaling the mountain, they're hiking, they're walking up in the snow with the snow boots. And they have like everything out there for you, like you to see, and like all the little knickknacks that they like collected or like are plastic and are fake. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's cool to see. But yeah, I like it.
Yeah, the queue is definitely really cool. I want to go through it again and pay more attention to what's going on in the queue, because
it's
usually
hard because like everybody's moving faster.
Yeah, usually when I ride Expedition Everest, I have a fast pass, so I kind of bypass all of the queue.
Yeah.
I try to see as much of it as I can, but the queue is really cool. Like I said, I wanna read more into it because I've heard a lot of interesting stuff about the queue. Plus that big drop.
Dang it, that's
The big drop when you come out. I don't know if I think it's after you see the Yeti.
Yeah.
Yeah, right after you see the Yeti, you have
it
that
goes
big
backwards. I forgot it goes backwards after you see the Yeti too.
drop. That's
cool.
before.
Okay, well it goes backwards before you see the Yeti. And that's really cool. And like it's one of like their more like thrilly rides. Like they have like their thrill rides that are not really like straight down. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
But it does seem like it's one of like the more like fast paced, like really slopey rides, which I like.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's and it's really smooth.
Mm-hmm.
It's really smooth. Not as smooth as Seven Dwarfs, but that's another
and that
topic.
outside part of the line is like very serene and like nice and like gardeny and pretty. And
Yeah.
see all the like the trees and stuff.
I will say, I think Everest is the coolest looking mountain.
Yeah.
Big Thunder is not so much a mountain as just like canyon.
Yeah.
And Space Mountain is it's a cool building, but Everest is on another level. And I like hearing stories about how Joe Rohde, an Imagineer, went all the way to do all this like studying, and every little detail
Didn't he
is.
climb the one in California, something like that? No, he climbed the Matterhorn.
I don't know if he did or not. I don't know anything.
Yeah, there's pictures.
Oh, okay.
And Disney Plus.
Oh, okay. Well, but yeah, I like hearing the stories about him going out there and exploring and getting every single detail and bringing back artifacts and stuff to put on display, and I think that's really interesting. He's definitely one of my favorite Imagineers out there right now. But yeah, Expedition Everest is really cool.
Yeah. All right, so my number 7 is the World Showcase, just in general, because it's
I'd
like
consider
what you
that
go to Epcot to do, basically. Like, it's there, you do it, it's fun.
Yeah, it's a little out of the
plus,
box.
like,
I respect it.
Yeah, you didn't know about it, like the ride in Mexico, 3 Caballeros.
I knew about it, but I think I did it once when I was so little, I can't really remember.
Cool, but I brought you to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah. Pat on
You
the back
reintroduced me to it.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go. And it's fun because like not a lot of people know about it because it's so hidden.
Yeah.
It's like behind the restaurant basically.
Yeah. Even the queue is hard to. I mean, it's not hard to find, but it's kind of tucked away.
Yeah. It's just like it's a hole in the wall.
Yeah.
Like with Laredo. Anyway. But yeah, it's a fun little ride to do. And then obviously Italy. We both didn't know that like when you go into the Italy showcase, they have like a whole little like Italy.
Yeah, that's why I was telling Allie, a while ago when we were still planning on going on our trip that got canceled. This is the trip that I want to go around World Showcase and really dive into every single pavilion and go from front to back of each pavilion if possible. Because there's a lot of pavilions that I used to just kind of scroll through a little bit, but not really think too much about and just kind of bypass it. But this was one where I wanted to go in and see everything they have to offer, ride whatever ride I can of theirs, and but yeah, Italy is a really cool pavilion. I love the whole back
they have
area.
that guy with the soccer balls, like doing like the tricks with like
Oh,
the
yeah.
crowd. Yeah, and
Yeah.
they had that like wine shop, and then we had Bellini.
The Bellini is really good.
That was another point of my thing was like drinking around the world is
Yeah.
like so fun.
That's an attraction
Yeah.
in itself.
Yeah.
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 Just be
Inexpensive.
responsible about it.
An expensive.
Yeah, it's very
attraction.
expensive.
But oh my god, remember like when we were walking, they had that person with they were taking surveys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then you left me for like 2 hours to do a survey, but then we got, what, $150 Disney dollars?
I think it was $100 gift card.
Yeah.
I got stopped. I think it was in Norway. Some Disney worker, because she wasn't working in Norway. It was a survey, and she stopped me asking how I booked my trip and how I checked in, and I did it all through I didn't book through the app. I booked online, but I checked in through the app.
Yeah.
And I guess that checked off her boxes, and she asked if she could borrow some of my time and I'd get reimbursed for it. And yeah, I was gone for I waited there with her for 30 minutes, and then it was about an hour. It was really weird too, because we went in it was me and another guy, and we went in the exit of Frozen what's it called? The Frozen ride. I don't know. I've never done it. I'm not a big Frozen person, but we went in the exit, and there's these double doors at the exit that people just walk past, and it wasn't even a room that you go into. When you open it, it's just elevator doors. So you step in, you go up, and it was just like office space. It was really cool.
Don't ruin the magic for them.
Well, it's
be on the lookout for them, because it's well worth your time.
Yeah, they gave me $100 in Disney gift cards, so we got to Disney dollars. So I got to use that on drinks around the world, as well as merchandise. I don't know if we bought any merchandise. I think we went to Mouse Gears and bought some stuff with it. Anyway, but yeah, World Showcase is an attraction itself. It's really cool seeing all the different cultures and everything.
Oh yeah, and while y'all are down there in England, y'all should go to the, I don't know what it's called. Is it the Rosencrown? And do, what did you and Papa do? The straws.
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't usually drink my beer through a straw, but
it was cute because y'all got a picture.
Yeah.
Your hat's backwards.
Now it's kind of a tradition.
Yeah.
I don't know why we did it. I think Papa was drinking his through a straw, and I thought it was funny, so I did it too. And now it's a tradition.
Yeah, it's so cute.
So
y'all should get their bangers and mash. Not the fish, because fish is gross, but
okay. Allie does not like fish.
What is your number 7?
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let's see. This is the last one that I have that wasn't an honorable mention because you took mine.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Carousel of Progress.
Oh, that was on. Ooh.
Yeah. Whoa, that was cool. Yeah, Carousel of Progress is one of my favorites just because it's a classic. It's nostalgic, and it's really cool seeing, what is it, 4 time periods?
Yeah.
I think it's 4. Yeah. Going through all the different time periods, seeing, again, how technology kind of came to be. And what's really fascinating about it is when the ride was built, obviously there was no VR tech back then. And you go to the future segment, which is basically now they're playing a game that I could play at home right now. It's kind of cool how right it is.
Well, they kind of got it right. They told something to start something with the popcorn in the machine.
Yeah.
Alexa,
yeah,
Alexa and Siri, all of that. They kind of got it right. I mean, the fashion is kind of in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
But that's really cool to see all of that go on.
Hearing them telling the oven to bake to 350
that's what
or something.
I'm saying. You can tell Alexa to do that stuff, and she'll do that stuff for you.
It's kind of crazy looking at all the stuff that Disney has that has to do with future generations and seeing how much they hit the nail on the head. It's like the Simpsons of theme parks. The Simpsons are known for making really weird predictions, or not predictions, but having weird events happen and then they come true in their show. So. But yeah.
Okay. Number 8. I'm surprised this isn't on your list. Star Tours?
Yeah, I like that ride. It was not in my top 10.
Oh, cool. So it's in my top 10, obviously.
It's a good ride.
Yeah.
Now keep in mind, listener, we have not been to Galaxy's Edge, so we don't have.
We would have been.
Yeah, we would have been. I had a fast pass for Smuggler's Run.
Can you tell we're a little upset?
Yeah, a little upset. So neither of those rides are going to be on our list.
It's so fun to you get to, isn't it you ride with C-3PO?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it used
he's
to
like
not
your
be.
captain or something like that. And like every time you go on it, you know you're not going to be like the person that they're smuggling or like whatever you have to do. But like you kind of want to be, but it is never you. When they like hold up like, oh, you have like the person that's not supposed to, that's the one
The
that
rebel
Darth Vader.
spy.
Yeah. I like Kylo Ren wants that person, and it's always never you. Which is like a little bit like tears.
Yeah,
but
I've
it's
never
cool.
gotten it either.
Yeah. And the glasses that you get to wear are kind of fun because they make you look goofy. Pun intended.
Pun intended. Yes. Yeah, I like that ride a lot. I didn't put it in my list just because I think that I have ones I like more. But what?
And like and when you're in line outside, you have like the big, I don't know what they're called, the big elephant looking things.
The AT-ATs.
The AT-AT elephants.
Yeah.
It's fun to like get to see like all of that stuff, and just like again like the detail that they put into the rides, which is like why you go. But
yeah, that's why I'm excited to see Galaxy's Edge, just because I love the theming around the ride. I love the forest of oh gosh, what's the planet? I don't remember the planet. Endor. The forest of Endor, everything. I think it's really cool. The little teddy bears. I like you're walking under the forts in the trees.
Okay, I don't know anything about it, so just go, because I'm really excited for my next one.
Oh, okay.
Hurry.
My next one is Tower of Terror. Tower of Terror is kind of the same deal as Haunted Mansion with theming and everything. It's not as funny. You know, there's not much.
It is. When they walk in, they're like, they always do
the
puns.
cast members are funny.
The elevator guy, when like you get on, he like tries to scare you, and it's funny.
Well, the cast members have fun with it, but I'm just talking about the ride in general. It's not. It doesn't have much like comedy to it.
Yeah.
As much as Haunted Mansion, but I love the creepy old record player playing throughout the entire ride, or queue, I should say. The effects are really cool once you see the family in the hallway and the electricity and when they go in and out and everything. And of course you have the up and down randomized
Up and down.
elevator ride,
Isn't
which is
it-
super fun.
One of the shows that we watched on like the Disney rides, it said that like it. So when you're in like the elevator or whatever, and you're moving before it goes up and down, like even if it's off by like the tiniest amount, like the ride shuts down.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's so cool that they've been able to do that.
Yeah, just because it's not on tracks, they have to play every single safety measure like it's the last. So, but yeah, the ride is super fun. I love all the theming. I like like I said, the scratchy vintage record player playing in the background. I always like those touches in like scary movies and everything. I think they add a little creepiness to it.
And okay, so maybe it's just like the Florida water smell. But, like, when you go in there, it smells like your grandparents' old house.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if that's just me or, like the smell of, like, the water there,
I mean, I'm sure they did that on purpose. You know, they have all the spider webs.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some mothballs in there and stuff. So, yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites. Yeah.
Okay, so this is my number one of all time. Dinosaurs in Animal Kingdom, because it's dinosaurs, and, like, there's nothing cooler ever. Okay, so the reason A, because of dinosaurs. Reason B, I swear, like, the dinosaur, when it burps, when it, like, looks at you and eating you, or it looks at you when it's done eating, like, the leaves, it looks at you and it burps. I swear you can smell it.
Is that really a thing?
I don't know, but, like, I
It
think you can
burps?
yes, it burps, Bryce.
I didn't know that.
Well, get with the program.
Dinosaurs terrify me, so I don't pay attention to a lot.
Whatever. Anyway. And then, like, in the queue, when you're in the atrium and you see, like, the fossils on the wall and you see, like, the sky above, it's really cool. And the big dinosaur skeleton in the middle.
Yeah.
That's really cool to see.
Can you guys guess what Allie's favorite movie is of all time?
And the time traveling aspect of it is really fun. And, like, again, it's, like, very interactive. Like, when you walk in, you're, like, debriefed by that guy and, like, that girl and the scientist, and the guy's like, yeah, like, we're gonna follow the rules or whatever. Not really. That's, like, it's, like, very funny because, like, it's obviously, like, it's funny. I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely lighthearted.
And then the large dinosaur at the end always gets me. Like,
It's
oh
a
my.
T-Rex, right?
No, it's
It's not a
big and it's
T-Rex?
red and it has, like, spiny tops like that. T-Rexes
that's
aren't
right.
that scary.
That's
Like,
right.
look
That's
at, like,
not
the
T-Rex.
Yeah, the one Gohan was chasing. Anyway, the one at the end when it comes down and like you have like the strobe lights and it's like all like foggy because of the fog machines, and then like as you dip down it goes like wah, like right down on you, and then it's like always scary. Like when Lindsay, Rory, and I were riding the ride, I was sitting there with, I think it was Rory. And, like, we knew it was coming. But, like, the picture that they, like, take of you like that, we're both huddled down crying like this, holding each other's hands. You guys can't see. But we're, like, this holding each other's hands, and, like, our faces are so close, and, like, we're both terrified. And, like, we're just, like, you can't see anything but, like, our eyes being closed and, like, tears going down our face because it was so scary. But, yeah, it's it's my favorite ride ever. Number 10 is pretty cool, but it's stop peeking.
I'm not peeking.
You were. You know what I'm going to say.
I'm not peeking.
What am I going to say?
I actually don't know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, dinosaur is pretty cool. Like I said, dinosaurs do terrify me a little bit just because they look so lifelike. Mm-hmm. And ever since seeing Land of the Lost, that's the one that scared me. It wasn't the first one. It was Land of the Lost that scared me because when the T-Rex comes into, I think, what city was it? San Francisco?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Land of the Lost. That's Will Ferrell, my love.
Oh my gosh. The Lost World. Sorry. The Lost World.
I was like, they're in the place with the aliens and everything.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, oh my god, where Goku and Gohan live in the beginning.
Yeah.
They live in that time.
Yeah.
Land of the Lost. They have futuristic stuff, and they have dinosaurs walking around, and they're in the present.
Yeah, but the T-Rex would always get me when it would go through the city. That just scared me.
Ate the dog.
I had a big window in my living room, and I was watching that movie like really late at night.
Okay.
And it scared me.
You don't have to worry about the T-Rexes because you can hide and or run. It's the velociraptors you gotta watch out for because those are fast and they're terrifying and they're smart and they act like dogs.
They can open doors.
Oh my god, they can open doors. Like, okay, that's terrifying.
But yeah,
like, they smell you. They set the trap for that person.
Yeah.
Like, they had the person down. They didn't kill the person. The person was walking, but they saw the people go up in the tree. And they're like, hold on. Dinosaur talk. Whatever. And then they had the people up in the tree. And, like, the idiot mom, was like, oh, my God, no, my friend. And she starts going down the tree. And the smart, well, not really smart because he stole the egg. But she goes to go down. And, like, the guy goes behind her. He's like, wait, no, something's not right. And he goes, whatever. And then she falls. And then all of the velociraptors go in, whatever. And they start, like, trying to attack her because she's fallen.
What movie is... Oh, this is the third one. Right?
Yeah.
This is the... Okay. I was confused.
Yeah. Yeah. They're smart. They can set traps.
Yeah.
They can set traps.
Yeah.
T-Rexes can't do that. They're... Again, Land of the Lost. Their brains are the size of a walnut.
Yeah.
Okay.
That ride is super cool, and it's really technically cool as well.
No,
anyway.
It's the best one ever.
All right. Well, my next one... I've got 3 to choose between, because this is my last one, right?
No, that's your number 9.
What?
You have one more after this, babe.
Oh.
I just did my number 9.
All right, then my next one is Peter Pan. I know you don't like it for some reason.
I don't not like it. I don't like the wait for... It's an hour and a half.
Oh, you just don't like the wait.
For a 2-minute ride that's slow where you just look at a diorama? Like, nah.
I think it's
Google
cool.
does the same thing.
Flying over London is one of the coolest scenes in all of Disney World.
Mm-hmm. You know where else you can look at London?
In London?
Google Maps.
No.
Like,
No.
I can play the soundtrack for, like, Peter Pan or whatever. Like,
No. I think the ride is super cool. I like all the visuals and everything. Peter Pan was one of my favorite Disney movies growing up.
Yeah.
And it was perfect. Everything about it is perfect.
yeah.
I love flying over Neverland and, like I said, flying over London, passing Big Ben and all that.
I will say that, like, when you're in line indoors, I've only done it once or twice that I can remember of because it's a long line.
Yeah.
When you're going in there or whatever, you're in, like, their bedroom or you're in their house.
You start off in the house and you fly through their window.
Yeah.
And it's also cool. It's a unique moving system because you're not, in a Omni mover where it's on the ground. You're hanging from the ceiling in a ship. I think that's really cool. It adds another element to it because it'd be a completely different ride if you were just on the ground. I feel like they kind of had to do that just to give you that sense of flying over the city and Neverland and all that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Peter Pan, awesome ride.
Okay. Last.
Your last one?
But not least.
I think it's your last one.
Yeah.
I'm not peeking.
The flamingo habitats in Animal Kingdom, where you get to see the flamingos up close. Nobody cares about the flamingos, so there's never anybody there. And the flamingos are always close because there's nobody ever there. And you get to see the flamingos, and they're pink, and that's like really cool. And that's basically all I have to say about it, because it's just an animal like habitat. But flamingos.
Yeah, we spend like 30 minutes there every trip.
Mm-hmm. You say like that's a bad thing.
It's
like,
not a bad thing. I know you like flamingos.
Like
all right, well, my next one is a ride. Yeah, is a ride. I'm going to go Rock and Roller Coaster. I want to talk about the other one that I'm choosing between, but I think I like this one just a little bit more. They're completely different. Rock and Roller Coaster, I am not a huge, like, I like Aerosmith. I'm not a big fan or anything, but I do like some of their music, and I think it's really cool having the whole, rock star lifestyle. And
yeah,
I think that
invited.
It's a simple story, but I think it's cool how you walk into the recording studio and they're saying, "Oh, well, we got to go to a show. We need y'all to come with us. We'll order a stretch limbo."
Yeah.
Or limo, not limbo.
Wumbo.
And then you go out, and then, of course, the coolest part to me is when you're strapped in, you come to a stop, and then you hear Steven Tyler, 5, 4, 3, 2. And then during that time, you feel the cart go back just a little bit, and click into the spot, and you guys just take off. And that takeoff is such a cool thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rock and Roller Coaster, I love it. I love going through the loop-de-loops and seeing all the neon signs and everything. Yeah, it's just really cool to see. And then you got, of course, the music blasting in your ears, which also adds another level to it. Yeah.
Cool.
Rock and Roller Coaster.
I'm just saying, we did talk about dinosaurs longer than that one, so you do like dinosaurs.
All right, moving on.
That's it.
What? How do I have? Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, there's one more I want to talk about just to give a little honorable mention to, and I feel like it's criminally underrated, and a lot of people overlook it. Which it's not a ride, it's a show, and it's the Muppets, the Muppet Show, Muppet
4D.
Vision 3D.
3D, just kidding.
Yeah, the Muppet Show is awesome. I don't remember their names, but seeing the two old guys up in the balcony just like roasting everyone is super fun. Yeah, everything about that show is perfect. Muppets. But yeah, just want to give a little shout out to that show. Yeah. So I think that's everything.
Yeah.
That's our top 10 in no order list of our favorite attractions at Disney World.
Mine was.
What?
I said my number one, dinosaurs.
Oh, yeah. Well, I said my number one was Splash Mountain.
But you just said it was in no particular order.
Well, it's not in an order. I'm just saying that was my number one.
Okay, well, dinosaurs, flamingos.
So yeah, thank you for listening, and thank you, Allie, for being on the show. Hopefully you can be on more shows in the future.
That's up to you.
That's up to me. It is up to me. I'm just kidding. Of course, I'd love for you to be on more shows.
Yeah, it's fun. I like that.
Yeah, it was fun. Have a good little conversation. We can do more top 10s or.
Not like we never talk about this.
Yeah, we talk about this a lot. But yeah, so we can do more top 10s or any other kind of segment or anything. So yeah.
Yeah, just comment down below. Push the like button to like. And thank you for coming to our channel. I just wanted to say that. Sorry.
And subscribe if you'd like.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so yeah, thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode, and see you real soon.